So you're thinking about moving to Mission Viejo, California.
Yes.
And Mission Viejo is a great city. I love Mission Viejo. It's just so nice. But, you know, anywhere you live, there's pros and cons, right? There's pros and cons to every decision you make in your life, right? So we're going to be real about...
Now, Courtney's con was marrying me, but that's, you know, that is what it is.
Well, I mean, there's some pros and cons.
Oh my goodness, like I'm feeling really good about myself right now.
Well, hey, it's mostly pros, but hey, there's cons to living with me.
Never. Not at all.
But anyways, so there's pros and cons to living in Mission Viejo. So we're going to be real about what are the pros and cons. So stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? I'm Dezahd.
And I'm Courtney Dezahd, and we're with Keller Williams Realty right here in Orange County, California. And if you want to know everything there is to know about what it's like to live here, and we're real, right? We tell you the good and the bad.
Raw.
Don't forget to press on the subscribe button, and don't forget to press on the bell so that you're notified every time that we upload a new video, because we upload new videos every week.
Yeah, and if you're watching this channel, you're probably thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the beach. I love the weather. I can't wait to move out there now. But I don't know much about Orange County. I'm not in the area. I don't know the first thing to do. And I totally get that. That's where I can be your eyes and ears and boots on the ground. I can help you navigate this process. But what you got to do is you got to reach out to us. So what you want to do is you want to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back. So first, let's just explain, like Mission Viejo. It's definitely part, because, you know, if, you know, us locals, Orange County locals, you kind of say, oh, is it South County? That means Irvine South, or is it North County, right? Which is kind of like everything except for Irvine North, right? So Mission Viejo is part of South County, right? Mm-hmm. South County is definitely known for like master plan communities,
associations,
HOAs, like lots and lots of parks. You know, it's kind of like, you know, cookie cutter Orange County, what you think of when you watch The Real Housewives of Orange County, and they just show like all those tract homes, right?
Yeah, like different shade of beige.
Mm-hmm, yeah, so that's South County, and yes. Mission Viejo is in South County.
Yes, and it's not deviating from that vibe, for sure.
For sure not. So I guess maybe one of the first cons of Mission Viejo is it is slightly south, so it's not like super centrally located. Like if you're looking for super centrally located,
Irvine's kind of your place.
Irvine, or like, you know, Costa Mesa, like Fountain Valley, like those are like really centrally located.
For sure.
And also if, you know, you have to drive to LA every day or something like that, Mission Viejo, you'll definitely have like a larger commute if that's something that's important to you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the location is more south. So whether that's a pro or a con to you, it really just depends on your situation.
For sure. I mean, yeah, that's, you know, again, it is a bit farther south from Irvine. Again, nothing wrong with it. It's just that depending on, you know, what you're looking to accomplish, like, you know, if you want to have like a relatively short work commute, and depending where that job is, then it could be a little bit farther south than what you prefer. Mm-hmm.
And then if we're talking about price, obviously budget is like a big, you know, thing. So Mission Viejo, the median home price, at least at the time of this recording, is about $1,095,000, which is above the average for Orange County, which is about $997,000.
Yeah, so this is a con because obviously it's above average in price. Mm-hmm. I'd say mini con only because it's not dramatically overpriced.
It's not like Newport Beach. It's like, what is it, 3.5 million or something?
It's like, over triple the median. So at least Mission Viejo is like within that ballpark, within that 10% or so of the median price point. But at the same time, it is above, so it is a con. But again, it's just one of those things that you just got to be aware of.
Yeah, and then let's talk about one of the biggest pros of Mission Viejo, and that is the lake, right? It has a really nice lake, and again, I think in one of our videos we actually forgot to say that only people who are residents of Mission Viejo and pay
the association,
and what is it, like $25 a month or something?
Yeah, it's pretty minimal.
To go to the lake can go there, right? Like not, if they let everybody in Orange County, it would be so overcrowded because it's not that big, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a man-made lake. You can fish in that lake, which is cool. So there actually are homes that are actually either like, you know, on the lake itself or just off of the lake. So it's pretty cool to have lakefront properties. Some of these homes are pretty expensive too.
Yeah, they are.
So they have like a couple of, you know, like townhome/condo complexes, as well as just single family residences that kind of like line the lake, which is pretty awesome. So you can fish there. You can't do like really big time boating or anything like that, but I mean, you know, you do have access to the lake, and then there are parts of it where you can swim. So there is like a couple, I think one beach or two beaches there where you can actually swim there. And actually you did a triathlon where that was the actual lake that you actually did the swimming part of it.
And then, you should know too that Mission Viejo Lake, it can get crowded like on the weekends because it is like an easy thing. You're like, oh, what are we going to do today? Let's go to the lake, right?
No, it's really cool. Yeah, and that's actually what's interesting too is that, when you're bringing up the association. So some of these properties in Mission Viejo aren't in an association themselves, but like they may have no association dues. However, they may have like an optional lake association.
Is it optional?
I think some people obviously I don't know why you wouldn't take that option.
It's $25.
Yeah,
right?
it's so minimal. So just be aware that again, you're gonna have to be part of that association to be able to partake in the lake.
And then let's talk about like the HOAs, right? Because some people hate HOAs.
So this is like a split pro/con.
Yeah. So talk about what is it like in Mission Viejo? Like how many big, huge master plan communities are there? And then what do you have the opportunity to have homes that aren't in HOA, or how does that work?
So this is what kind of like alluding to what we were talking about before, is that most of Mission Viejo, you're in an association, right? So you have your association that kind of offers some common amenities, whatever that may be, like pools, tennis courts, like some like gated possibly, kind of those kind of things.
Parks.
Yeah, or parks like within those associations themselves. Some people hate this because they're going, okay, so if it's my house, I'm not attached to anybody. I don't want additional oversight. Obviously you're going to have your city oversight, of course, but they don't want another layer of oversight with an association. So some people are like, no way do I want an association. Some people actually love having an association because they're going, okay, well, I want there to be some uniformity to an extent where it kind of keeps things, again, kind of consistent and like clean and that kind of thing.
Well, then they have like they do the gardening for you outside of your house. So the neighborhood is always gardened and... To
an extent, yeah, depending on if it's some yes, some no, I would say.
Yeah, that's true.
But at the same time, it's like some people like really like it. And so obviously... Well,
and then the amenities. I'd say that's the main reason people like it. Because you have like a nice pool, like tennis courts, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but some people go, I don't use the pool, so why am I paying for someone else to use the pool? So I get that. So that's where... If that's important to you, or to whether or not to have it, you got to reach out to us so we can kind of identify those properties that either are or are not in association to make it so that it makes sense for you. But as far as the properties that aren't in association, a lot of them will fall within the boundaries of Lake Mission Viejo, where you can be part of that association. And I don't believe they have any real oversight about the property. It's more again that $25 or so per month. To access like the lake and to partake in those amenities.
So I would definitely say one con of Mission Viejo, and this is talking as a Southern Californian wuss, right, when it comes to the weather. Like Mission Viejo definitely, because you can't get pretty far east. It can get hotter in the summer for sure than if you're like hugging the coast, like any of the coastal cities or anything like that.
Yeah, and you're going to just be prepared that you're going to be most likely using your air conditioner. So actually, this is a kind of like, also it's funny because I've had some people like bring up the fact that, like some of these homes aren't brand new. So therefore the air conditioning a lot of these times are like older air conditioners. And obviously the older the air conditioner, even if it's functioning, it may not be functioning optimally, right? So because obviously it's an older unit, so it's like less efficient than a newer model. So that you may feel that in your energy costs. So then just be aware that, again, that's just one of those things where if it's working, it's working. Now you can get a home warranty to help like with certain situations, but if it doesn't need to be replaced, you may find that it makes sense for you to replace it outright, but it's going to, obviously that's not a cheap replacement, but that's one of those things that you kind of want to be conscious of, that, the age of the unit, because it may, again, have an effect, particularly in the summer months, on your energy bills.
Yeah, they're not exactly cheap.
So another sort of like pro-con of Mission Viejo, it's between like the 241, which is a toll road pretty far east, and the 5. Yeah. So I mean, when you can get pretty far out into Mission Viejo, and I personally don't like toll roads, so. Yeah,
I guess so. I would say, okay, overall it's a pro to have access, right? So you have these thoroughfares, like, so not only you have the 241 and the 5 freeway. So the 5 freeway is just your interstate freeways, free to use, well, it's covered in your other taxes. But like the thing is that like Mission Viejo kind of hugs the 5 freeway, but some part of it does extend out a little bit farther inland, where you have the 241 right there to have access. What's nice is that you do have options, which is great. Like, for instance, it kind of reminds me of like, living in Laguna Niguel, where you have like the 73 freeway. It's a toll road as well. You do have the 5 freeway as well. Like but sometimes, hey, it's like kind of in case of emergency break glass. If you don't need to use all the time, but you're going, I need to get to this place fast. I need to shave some time off this commute. It's worth it at those moments to actually take the toll road. Mm-hmm. So that's where the 241 maybe come into play. And otherwise, you just take the 5 freeway. And again, what's nice to access these 5 freeways, you have, again, Mission Viejo, like a lot of South Orange County, you have a lot of really big streets. Like, these are like, they're almost freeways in of themselves. So they just like dump all these cars out onto the freeway pretty efficiently. And so you can kind of get from wherever you are in Mission Viejo to, let's say, the 5 freeway. But again, having the 241, some people don't mind. They don't care about the toll, so they're just kind of used to it, so not a big deal. Other ones, it's just nice to have that option in case those specific days where, hey, you need to get to where you need to go to really fast, and it's worth like the charge.
So another, I would say, this is probably a con for a lot of people about Mission Viejo. There's not really a ton of new construction. I mean, this is like Orange County itself, right? Because Orange County is pretty much built out. All the land that we have available is kind of like gone. So
yeah. Yeah, I always say about Orange County is that, like, especially Mission Viejo, for instance, you have a lot of homes that are built from like the 1970s to the 1990s, more or less. Mm-hmm. And then like post 2000, there was just less development in the city of Mission Viejo itself. Now you do have some communities right next to there, like let's say Coda Casa, Ladera Ranch, or like Rancho Mission Viejo.
Yeah, which is not part of Mission Viejo. That's one thing that people get confused about. Yeah. It's just called Rancho Mission Viejo.
Yeah, exactly. But that's like a whole new concern. So if that's something that's interesting, obviously let us know. We can kind of help you navigate that area. Yeah. But Mission Viejo itself, again, it's just, existing homes like a lot of Orange County. It's just like, we've been built out for a while. And so you have kind of some on the fringes of Orange County, some like newer swaths that have been developed like rather recently or currently. But in general, we don't have a ton of new construction in Orange County altogether. And Mission Viejo is certainly no exception to that. Okay. And having said that, just because it's a property that's not a new construction doesn't mean that the property is dilapidated or anything that's wrong with it. Actually, in fact, a lot of these homes over the years have certainly been renovated where you walk inside and it feels fantastic. The flow is great. Like you have all new, most recent treatments, like the quartz counters, like, the wood flooring, and just like, and everything's like awesome in there. It happens to be in an older, structure that's not brand new. So just be, I guess, to kind of reframe this, like, just because it's not a brand new construction doesn't mean it's old. Like, you're dealing with shag carpeting and wallpaper, like old school wallpaper and that kind of thing. It could be. You might. And then I'd say that there aren't homes that could be renovated, but you'll be pleasantly surprised to find a lot of homes that have been totally updated and look really awesome.
So one pro I'd say about Mission Viejo, it definitely has good shopping, and I'd say it has good restaurants. Yeah,
and this is kind of, not say unique, but it's more the exception than the rule in South Orange County. Like a lot of South Orange County, you don't have particularly good shopping or dining options, whereas Mission Viejo actually does happen to have several little centers where they have like good shopping. Like you have the shops in Mission Viejo, Kaleidoscope Mall. There's actually others that actually that are the other shopping areas. So you have a variety of shopping options. And dining wise, actually a lot of good restaurants here too.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel like Mission Viejo has a lot of good restaurants.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a pretty big city, so just all around there's quite a few good ones.
Definitely.
And then another good thing about Mission Viejo, it definitely has, its office parks, and it's also close, meaning that, it has some of its own little employment centers in the city itself. And then it's definitely close to the Irvine Spectrum, which has tons and tons of like headquarters and office buildings and that kind of stuff. Yeah,
so what's great is that not only do you have it with, and again, this is also on the more unique side to South Orange County, is that Mission Viejo itself not only does have like good shopping, good dining, it also has employment like centers as well. Again, not as robust as, let's say, Irvine, but for what it is, it's pretty good. And then not to mention, you're only like a 15 or so minute drive to Irvine, to the Spectrum, to get, to really get to the biggest employment hub in Orange County itself.
Yeah, because Irvine's like the employment hub of Orange County, but Mission Viejo is quite close to it, so that's nice.
Exactly.
So another pro of Mission Viejo is if you look at the rankings on their schools, their public schools, they're part of, the Capistrano Unified School District as well as Saddleback.
Yeah, it's kind of split.
Yeah, depending on where you are. And then...
And both are solid, so just...
Yeah. So you can, research for yourself lots of very highly ranked schools.
Yeah, this is an honest thing. We're taking that from niche.com. Like they kind of rank the various school districts and both rank pretty high.
Mm-hmm. And then also another real nice thing about Mission Viejo is it's home to Saddleback College, which is a very highly ranked community college.
Yes, actually very highly ranked. And they actually have like programs where it helps you kind of fast track your way to get into UC school, UC or California State School, where you can kind of get into the university, like you're on a path where it kind of you can get there and again
save a lot of money.
Yes, save a ton of money by going the JC route, which again very highly ranked.
Yeah.
I think it's ranked number like and it's a 1 percentile in the country.
In the country, really?
I want to say yes.
I don't know, but I know it's very highly ranked for California.
It is the best school in all of the country. No,
in the world.
Yeah, in the world, yes. Harvard has nothing. Yale, nothing.
Yeah.
Oxford, go away. I'm just kidding. But we actually, it's very highly ranked in the entire country for junior colleges. So what's nice is that you're getting a solid education there, and then on top of that, again, it's funneling you to like if you want to go to a UC or a Cal State school. Again, you can make sure that the vast majority of what you're taking is actually applied to where you're going to.
Mm-hmm. So here's a pro and a con, and it's a little bit of a joke, but it's kind of like Mission Viejo definitely has a reputation of having like legit youth sports, right?
Yeah, Orange County. So Orange County as a country, if we're like for Olympics, right? Like we actually rank really high. Like we have a lot of gold medalists.
Yeah.
And like a lot of just participants.
Yeah. Every Olympics, there's always like so many people from Orange County.
Yeah, it's really
interesting. And they're usually from Mission Viejo. No,
definitely one of them.
They do have like the Mission Viejo Nadadores, which is a swimming team.
And okay, talk about good like Orange County where we excel. One of the sports in particular is swimming. Like we're really good at it.
I don't think they've ever not fielded an Olympian in all of the Olympics that they've ever been a club.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I have a friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow, that's impressive.
Had an Olympian for every Olympics.
Wow.
And then Florence Griffith Joyner, like she was from Mission Viejo, and
there's a park named after her.
I just remember when I was a kid, because I grew up in San Diego. Anytime we'd have like a soccer tournament, and then there would be a team from Mission Viejo, you'd be like, yeah, we're gonna be not only just lose but be slaughtered. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, anecdotally, a friend of yours like had their kid in youth soccer in Mission Viejo. And they were a bit intimidated.
Yeah, she was like, I don't think we're ready for this. Like, yeah, I mean, this is obviously kind of a joke, and it is like a lot anecdotal. But I mean, if you are looking to make, your kid like an Olympian, Mission Viejo might just be the perfect spot for you.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's it. That's our video.
And remember, we are licensed realtors in the state of California. So as much as we do love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is you want to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back.